Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel again. I'm Sarah, and first of all I want to thank everyone for the support I've had so far. I've had, especially with my last two sort of Temu haul videos, I got quite a few watches and some comments and subscribers, so really brilliant that, you know, I feel like I'm not talking to myself anymore and people are actually watching and interacting with my videos, so that's really great, and I just want to, you know, thank you all for that. I really appreciate it. So anyway, today's video is just I was kitting up for my next project that I'm starting, and I just thought that, you know, I'd have a little chat along with it while I'm doing it. Now, originally the chat was actually as I was kitting up, but then when I sort of played it back, I realised that the TV that was on in the next room was like really, you could really hear it, so I've had to sort of now do like a voiceover. So sorry about that. Next time I'll record it upstairs, so I know it's definitely nice and quiet, which is what I'm doing now with this one. So how's everyone doing? Me, I'm okay. This is quite weird, just randomly chatting to myself. Usually it's not so bad. When I was doing like the hauls, it's kind of, I'm doing something, so I'm talking about what I'm unboxing as I'm doing it, but it is bizarre just sort of sitting here and chatting away as I look out of the window on this rainy Wednesday morning. So I've just had, recently I went away for the weekend. I went Friday and came back on Sunday, just a little family break. We've got like a holiday home down in Somerset, which is about a 2-hour drive from where I live, so we went down there, and the weather was, we had a little bit of rain on Saturday, but the weather was really quite good, to be fair. We didn't really want to come home on the Sunday, but work, things like that, so unfortunately we had to. But yeah, so I hope you all had good weekends last week, and you know, if you want to let me know in the comments what you got up to, that'd be really great. With this new kit that I'm starting, this is another one that I got from Diamond Art Painting. So if you saw the very first haul that I did, well, I suppose the Amazon was my first haul. It was just three different kits that I got just to start with. But so my first proper haul was the Diamond Art Painting one. And sorry about my throat, I'm getting over a little bit of a bug that I had, and it still kind of keeps coming and going. But anyway, so yeah, this is one of the kits from the Diamond Art Painting. So if you saw that haul, you would have seen it. But it's like a black cat sitting with a spell book, and there's a pumpkin, candles, things like that. So kind of getting into my Halloween theme, seeing as it's now October. So I thought, right, through most of October I'm going to sort of do Halloweeny themed, sort of spooky vibe ones. So this is my first one. I don't know who the artist is for this one, but I think it says on Diamond Art Painting on their website that they use in-house artists to do their designs, most of their designs. So it hasn't got a name for the artist on there. So but it's a 30 by 40, I think. I'm just going to check. Yeah, 30 by 40 and 34 colours in it. So yeah, that's what you see me kitting up now. I did start off just putting the kitting up into the pot straight from the bags, but as you've probably seen at this stage, got into a bit of a mess with the black ones, so I started using my tray after that, and oh, it's so much easier. I think going forwards, that's definitely what I'm going to do. I know a lot of people use like funnels and things, and I totally get why, because it can be a bit messy using them bags, trying to kit up straight from the bags or the packets. So yeah, so this is the one that I'm starting today. So going forward, I will kind of do some little work in progress shots and things, and maybe some like shorts of how I'm going with it. So I'm really loving diamond painting. I think it's a really great hobby. It's a really good community of people. I started, yeah, I mean, I've been following quite a few people for a long time. It's kind of like watching them is what made me kind of think I wanted to start my own channel, just because I just think it'd be nice to interact in the community, and I'm hoping to maybe do one of my first events. I'm thinking I might do the Christmassy one, a Christmassy one coming up. But yeah, so it's really been good sort of watching everyone else and then sort of, you know, doing my own channel, because, you know, there's quite a lot to it, really, more than you sort of think. It's not just sticking on the camera and just recording and then uploading it. I mean, you know, you have to go through it all and edit it, and as best I can. I mean, I'm not really great at the editing. I'm sure I'll get better as I go along. But I am really enjoying every aspect of it, to be fair. I've got my Temu haul. I'm really looking forward to doing some of them. So I got some really nice paintings in there. Also, I did have arrive a couple of weeks ago a Diamond Art Club order. It's my very first one. So I'm excited to unbox that. So I'm going to do that this week, and that'll go up. I think I did say last week I was going to put that up this week. So that's probably going to be my weekend video. Maybe Friday, Saturday I'll put that up. So yeah, so when I've opened those, I want to get started. They're like a nice decent size as well, so definitely going to get started on them. And also they're going to have the square drills, which all of the ones I've had so far have had round drills, so I'm really excited, you know, to see what the difference is. Or, you know, I know some people prefer one or the other, so I want to see which, because I've got no experience except from the round. So I think that'll be really good to see what it's like to do the square and see if it's any harder, or because I've noticed, like, you can still sometimes see like the canvas behind the rounds, but when I've seen like a lot of the square diamonds, you don't see the background at all. It's literally all just the diamonds. So yeah, so that's going to be interesting, so I'm looking forward to that. But so I'll be doing that unboxing this week anyway, and I will show it to you all as I do it. I'll record that and put that up later in the week, so hopefully you'll enjoy that one. I mean, they're not like, I don't think they're like they're not new ones that have just come out. They're just a couple that I saw that I really liked. So you've probably seen them before. I'm pretty sure you will have. I know I've seen at least one other channel do an unboxing of one of the ones I've got. So yeah, but yeah, that'd be something for me and hopefully you to look forward to. What else have I been doing? So not really much else this week, just boring work. And I am working on it. Actually, it's not boring work, but I'm just about to start a couple of commissions for pieces of artwork for people, so they'll be starting up. I'm starting one of those this week, so I think they're going to be Christmas presents for people. So I mean, I doubt very, very much they'll ever come across my channel. So it's one of them is one of their dogs and Akita, so I'm going to do that. And I've got one that's a sheep. It's for an animal sanctuary that I do work for, so I'm going to put that up. So I'm going to start that this week, or start one of them this week, and then depending on how much time I have to spend on them each week, if I can spend a lot of time working on them, then I can usually get them done, because they're only A4 sort of headshot size. It's just like the dog's head and the sheep. So I think they'll only probably take me a couple of weeks tops. So they'll get them, and then I can get them posted out, so they'll get them in plenty of time for the winter, for Christmas. Also, I've been doing some designs, because as an artist myself, I've been doing some designs that I'm thinking maybe eventually I might try and get one of my own designs put onto onto a canvas, and you know, like the custom ones. I might try one of them and send one of my designs in and see what that'd be like to make up as a diamond painting. I think that'll be really exciting, see one of my own pieces of work. And I've been doing some other stuff like designing my own like release papers and things, just because I've only got the plain white ones, and I know I've seen some stalls that do like ones with patterns and pictures on and stuff, which I'm going to order some of them as well, because I want to start trying to support small businesses. I want to order some of the putty as well, and so yeah, I'm gonna have a go at designing some of my own as well. So I think that'd be just, you know, be quite cool to see my own designs on some of my stuff. And yeah, you can maybe, I don't know, I can show you some of my designs beforehand. Maybe you can help me choose which ones to pick. So that's something I'm going to do. Anyway, I think I might try doing them again. I've started doing digital art as well. The portraits I do, they're like traditionally done, but I am going to start doing some kind of more digital art, because I've got an iPad Pro, so, and I've also got like a drawing tablet, like a big one that's connected to the PC. So I'm gonna get more into doing the designs on digital, because I think they'll probably transfer a lot better. I don't really know. I mean, I'm not sure if there's many what artists do, if they do that, you know, do them for diamond paintings, whether they're digital art or whether they just transfer their traditional art to you know, a digital form to use for the paintings. I'm not sure. It's something I need to look into a bit more, but it's an idea I'd like to try at some point. But like I say, at the moment I'm just enjoying starting this brilliant hobby. The one I'm doing at the moment I'm loving, because I'm going to be starting today, because it's got quite a witchy vibe and I like all that sort of stuff. I did say I think in the unboxing of them that I used to be like a really big, well I still am, but a really big fan of like charm, so I love all that kind of, you know, book of shadows and things like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward. I mean, love Halloween anyway, so this month I've got some others. I've got some like a haunted house with pumpkins and things like that, so I'm going to be doing some of those. So yeah, just really looking forward to getting some more done and hopefully sharing them with you. So there's not really much else I've got planned for this week apart from the diamond paintings. I took one of my dogs with me to the holiday home that we went down to, so she really enjoyed that. I rescued her. She's a Bulgarian street dog, so I've had her, she'll be 4 in November, on the 1st of November, and I got her when she was 8 months old. Super nervous when I first got her. I mean, she's still nervous of some things now, like, you know, people she doesn't know, it takes her a while to get used to them, but she's doing really well. And some of my other family were down as well, so, you know, she was meeting people that she'd never met before. And I mean, by the sort of end of the first day, she was taking treats off them and things. At the start of it, she's sitting in the corner grumbling at them every time they look at her. But by, you know, I think if she meets them a couple of more times, she'll just love them as much as she loves us. She's a great little dog. She's really fun. And my others, they stayed home with my housemate, because I've got a lupine. He's like a wolf dog. But he's very young, so he's really boisterous at the moment, so when I take him, I'm going to have to take him on his own. And I've got my Chow Chow. She came with us the last time, but it's a bit cold this weekend, and she's 12, so I left her at home because it's nice and comfy and warm. And then we've got like a Chihuahua. He's just 6 months old, and he's quite vocal at the minute. He's just sort of found his bark, so everything he wants he has to tell you 500 times with his bark. But he's a lovely little dog. Never had like a small dog before. I've always had like really big dogs. I mean, my favourite dog, Alaska Malamutes, I had for years, and Shar-Peis. They're like the smallest dog I'd ever really had. My very first dog was German Shepherd Cross, and then we rescued a cross collie as well. And as a kid, when we grew up, my parents used to have Labradors, so we've always had really big, quite strong dogs. So it's quite an eye-opener having a tiny dog, really, because you have to think of things differently. Like, like, where is he? I don't want to tread on him. I don't want to sit on him. Or whereas, that's not, if I sort of sat, not that I sit on my dogs, but if I sat back and one of my other dogs are there, I'm not actually going to squash them. So it is a little light, but he's great. He's fitted in well. He's very confident, which, going from my last couple of dogs, my Bulgarian Rescue 9 and Rowan, my lupine, they're quite nervous dogs. So going back to having quite a really confident dog like my Alaska Malamute used to be, quite different, so yeah, he's a character. So do any of you have any pets? Or my housemate, she used to have a cat years before she moved, but before we started sharing. Never had cats. My grandparents have had cats. I do like cats. I just think all the dogs I've sort of had in the past, they've never been very cat friendly, which is why I've never had one. But I would have cats. I do like them. So you never know, maybe in the future. But my family have always been like quite, dog family. We've always had dogs, and my parents have always had dogs, never cats. But I think it's because my mum grew up with my nan. She had loads of cats, so I think she kind of, not that she doesn't like cats, but I think she didn't want any when she kind of moved away from home from her parents. So so when we were a little bit older, me and my brother, we ended up getting our first dog, which was a Labrador, and then we've just always had dogs since then. So what else can I talk about? Oh, I started to watch, I don't know what sort of programmes and things you guys like to watch, but I started to watch that Wayward last night. It's got Toni Collette in. It looks like a bit of a cult type thing, but it's like school in Vermont, and I think it only went on to Netflix this week, so watched about 3 episodes of it. Watched like after we finished work yesterday evening. It looks like it's going to be cool. It's quite weird, but I kind of like that sort of stuff that sort of makes you think like, oh, what's going to happen and stuff, and what sort of stuff you guys are into. I like things like that. My favourite TV shows are things like Supernatural and Charmed, as I said, and I like some comedies. I like things like Gavin and Stacey. I'm not keen on comedy films as much. I like dramas, thrillers. So yeah, I do like horror films. I am a fan of horror films. But yeah, I also, lately, I've been watching a few more of the old rom-coms, which I never ever really was into. Maybe as I'm getting older, I'm mellowing. I don't know. But, so yeah, I've watched a few of them. I like, that have come up on Amazon and things. But my favourites are like horror films. We recently watched the latest Final Destination, the Bloodlines one, which that was good. Quite liked the premise of it, but I'm sure they'll make more. They keep saying they're the last one, but it was nice to see Tony Todd, because he's passed now, and I really like him. I've met him a couple of times at like conventions and things, and he's a really nice guy. So yeah, it was kind of like a little bittersweet, because it was nice to see him in it, but knowing that was his last ever film, it was quite sad too. So no, I don't really have much else to say at the moment. Not really doing, apart from, I think I mentioned in one of my videos that I'm learning to speak Japanese, because I started, maybe like about 15 years ago, and I used to go to a language school, so I started learning it then. And just with work, because I got really busy at work when I used to be a tattoo artist, I kept missing lessons, and then in the end it was one of them where unfortunately I didn't go back, and I've always kind of regretted it. And recently I've just been thinking, because I think, I'd quite like to go to Japan, and I suppose I'm getting more into a position where I'm able to do that. So I think I wanted to try and learn some of the language, so I'll probably be going in. Hopefully I want to go in the next couple of years, so if I can at least have basic conversation by then. And because I'd done it before, I remembered some of it. I've got back into the writing. The writing I didn't seem to remember as much, just the odd ones like the vowels and things, but it's coming back, so I try to at least do an hour on that a day. And my housemate, she's kind of started learning with me, because she said she quite likes to learn a language, so which I think is better when you've got someone else. I'm just self-studying at the moment, and then see how I go. Maybe I can look at getting a tutor a little later on down the line. But yeah, at the moment I don't really want to. I want to sort of go over the stuff that I'd already learned and get, memorise all that, get back to where I was with that, and then maybe look at getting a tutor. So again, do any of you speak any different languages, or what countries are you from? Actually, I didn't even ask. I'm in the UK, in Birmingham, which is in like the centre of England. So probably about 200. No, I don't even think it's that long. About 2 hours, which is about 120 miles from London. So quite central for like London, Manchester, Liverpool, all the places around us. We're right in the middle, we're not on the coast, so it's a city. I've lived here all my life, and it's a nice city. I like it. But I think, as I'm getting older, I'm kind of thinking, eventually I'd quite like to move. Like when I was at the weekend, I thought to myself it'd be so nice to live down here, walk my dogs on the beach every day, or in the countryside, you know. So because either I like the coast or the country. Do you like the nice? It's nice and quiet. I think I like quiet now. The house that we bought last year, we were on the edge of like a new development, and we're right by a park, and it's lovely and quiet. Will be when the rest of it's been built, because I can still hear the builders as I'm sat here now. But they reckon within this year it should all be finished over the other side. So, but it's a nice little area. It's a nice house. We've got some good neighbours. So this will be me for a while. But I think in the future, you know, when the mortgage is paid off, I might look at relocating somewhere nice and quiet. Anyway, I think I've rambled on enough today. And if you're still watching this, then thank you so much. I really appreciate it, because I have really rambled on today, and it's the first time I've just sat and talked when I've not had anyone to talk to, and I'm not actually physically doing anything. The first one I did when I was kitting up was much easier, but as I say, I've had to do a voiceover now, and it's so hard. It's really hard. So, you know, kudos to anyone that does voiceovers a lot, and you know, because I find it quite difficult just talking to myself. And yeah, I think that's it. So thank you. Thanks again for your support, and thank you if you did make it to the end of this video, and I will never hold it against anyone if they didn't. And yeah, I'll be back later in the week with that other unboxing and some progress shots of how I'm getting on with this one that I've just kitted up today. So have a great day, everyone. Stay safe, take care, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye.